far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles.
The slate's coming in.
So important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
You are listening to the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out of our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out of our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. Hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering, awesome. Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The movement continues.
How y'all doing out there in radio land? How y'all doing in the chat? Salute to everybody joining the show in the chat. Hey, look, we're gonna have another powerful conversation. So I'm gonna need y'all to open up your ears, okay? All right, who we got in the chat? Kawanda, Josh, Sylvia. We got Jeff in the chat. Salute to everybody joining the show out there in radio land. Look, I'm going to tell you, this is a lot. We got a lot. We had a lot happening over the weekend. We had the Truth Summit. Salute to the Truth family for putting on a great Truth Summit. Just a lot of information for the community. Salute to all of the brothers and sisters and people that want to have these discussions and what can we do to move forward. Salute to everybody that came out from Truth Nation. You know I like to see Truth Nation outside. But y'all know what time it is. It's Monday. And you know every Monday we kick the week off with the Monday prayer. Let's get the Miracle Minister Kevin on the lines. How you doing, Minister Kevin?
Hey, Tory, I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful.
Give me some of that power. I need some of that. Ooh.
Hey, let me tell you something. Every day I wake up with the intent to be powerful. You know, get up powerful, feeling powerful. You know, manifestation.
I did that Saturday. And I was supposed to have been at that summit with you. I apologize for not being able to make it, but y'all got to keep me in prayer. My legs sometimes don't let me do what I want them to do.
Oh, so you was having like injuries from the injuries and things that, you know, you had to overcome a little of the injuries over the weekend.
Oh, I get out of bed sometimes like a newborn calf. You know, the legs just falling down, folded over. But, I'm getting there. I'm supposed to have an infusion of something coming up this Friday, so I'll see how good that works. They say that's supposed to work, like, immediately for most people. You know, it's only a one-time thing. I have an IV in me for like an hour and a half or so, and they pump some kind of drugs up in me, see if that's going to help me out. So let's hope that it does.
Keep you in prayer. We continue to keep you in prayer as you come through and pray for the community. We definitely, Truth Nation keeps you in prayer and continue to pray for you to fully recover from a lot of the things that you've been going through health-wise. And like I said, God is a healer. You know that. So like I said, we're going to keep our trust.
Absolutely.
We're going to put our trust that God can make sure that you are made whole.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Not just be healed, but be made whole. But, Tory, I was thinking, though, I've listened to you countless times when you've done interviews with people on your show. How many people come on your show and interview you?
Some people that when they talk, they do try to interview me. They do, like, if they want to know something, they'll ask me a couple questions. So I'll take them.
Okay, good. Well, I've got a couple questions for you then.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead. I had questions at the Truth Summit this weekend. Also, a salute to your wife. She was at the GAP program, and I was asked to speak for the GAP students over at MATC.
Yeah. I see that she sent me a picture of it. Said, look who's here. I'm like, what? Ain't nobody told me nothing. That was awesome. Okay, but the question I want to ask you, being called by God into the field that you're in right now, do you kind of consider yourself like a modern-day Moses in a way, like trying to deliver the people, trying to bring them out of the bondage that they're in?
You know what? I think everybody that's called got their own journey. And I think that Moses or whoever was called to do anything, they had their own specific task for that time. So I never wanted to take on anybody else's task. I just wanted to make sure that I did what was in front of me. So do I consider myself kind of like a Moses type idea? No, I just think that we all, those that are answering the call, those that are chosen, they have their own particular message and in the time of the era that they're in. And then you just got to make sure you stay on the frequency. That's how I look at it.
Right. Well, yeah, but I mean, not being Moses' self, but being like a deliverer for the people, not putting yourself in Moses' shoes. We had plenty of prophets. He had Isaiah, he had Samuel, he had Ezekiel, Jeremiah.
Elijah,
each one was a different prophet, but they all were a prophet. They all was called by God. Done what God told them to do and what he told them to say.
Right.
But I mean, not putting on more Moses' shoes, but kind of like delivering the people, trying to get them out of the bondage that they found themselves in. You know, they were, 430 years in bondage there in Egypt?
Yes. True.
And we're pretty close to that in the, bondage we have here,
I agree. I can see the similarities.
So,
but you know what I think?
And both of y'all got a beard.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what I'll say is this. There would never be a time where the message is not being delivered. So everybody that's called or everybody that's doing the work, they have a message. And many times the people during that time, sometimes they may listen, sometimes they may not listen. But the key is to have the message out there so nobody can say that the message wasn't out there.
Right.
So long as the message is out there. Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking is, Moses he was with them for the 40 years. He was in the wilderness and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But his time had come to an end at some point. And we know all good things do must come to an end. So with you being like the Moses there, are you training up a Joshua behind you?
Well, I think that when we do call to actions and people show up, we're showing them that they can take action and be about the business of the people. So I always tell people for those that are listening, if you take up all the call to actions from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you'll look at this list and be like, we helped all these families and we're able to get a result. So that's my challenge. That's always been my challenge. And you can't make somebody answer the call that they feel or the purpose that they have on themselves. So what I do is just make it available so they can actually participate and actually see or understand what it looks like on the front lines.
Yeah, I'm afraid they ain't gonna do it, Tory.
Well, that's on them. That ain't
it's not gonna do it because they're not being trained. Because you have certain secrets. You said certain things where you do things. Like people come to you to get the girl who's been trafficked and everything, and you know how to go in and do it.
Right.
Now people sit on the outside looking, ain't gonna be able to do that.
Right.
People are not gonna know how to find people the way you do. So that's what I mean. Are you training up somebody to give the tools, not just to see it being done? Because me being, I ain't gonna say for people say I have to do electrical work, but me being someone who's done electrical work and somebody just watching me, they're not trained to do
I'll
it.
say this,
They just see what I done and think because I didn't look easy.
Elizabeth Brown has been around for 10 years, being involved in things like that, and she pretty much has a great idea of what to do. So, like I said, for those who want to understand, you have to get involved. So, and you can't make somebody do anything. So, when I tell you, I tried to teach or get a group together and things like that, and it was so much chaos. So, like I said, I'm not forcing anything when it's right there, and it's real simple to do. What they say is real easy to do. You just got to be involved, be consistent, and making sure that your heart is in the right place. And if you got all those components, it'll be all right.
But what I was saying, even with like electrical work, people watch me do it. And because I have so much experience doing it, it looks easy. But it only looks easy because you have a knowledge of what you're doing. I could look at what you do and say, oh, that was easy how you got hurt. But then when I try to do it by myself, I'm being shot at, I'm being arrested, I'm being blamed for something. I got all kinds of things going wrong.
Hey, I always tell you, keep your head on the swivel. You got to keep your head on the swivel and look both ways before you cross the street.
So what I'm saying, Tory, No, you said Elizabeth. We don't. Elizabeth is more than capable of doing it. But what are the chances that you get an opportunity to go somewhere and have a higher platform that she's going to go with you? We know that. Everybody on Tuesday knows she's going with you, man.
As
y'all going to be the dynamic duo out there.
As she should.
Y'all going to be the dynamic duo, so you got to have somebody else.
Well, I'll say this. Next year, I'll be dealing a lot more with the youth. I got programs. We got things that we're trying to deal directly with the youth on a more consistent basis. And that will be the first time I've ever designed ideas to deal with the youth more on a consistent basis, because you got to be consistent. Once you start playing with and dealing with the youth, you got to be consistent. So I think that now I'm starting to get in a space where I can be more consistent and put programs out there for the youth. So that will take place next year.
That's great. That's great. And I hope somebody is willing to step up and make sure you're called, too. Don't just do it because you like the glamour or whatever you think might be called by God to do it. And just like with the prophet Elijah, you know, you have to, like, give me a double portion of what Elijah had, because I need that to be able to work with the people. Just like God told Joshua, I will be with you the way I was with Moses. So you got to be called. You got to be God sent for it. So, but we do need somebody to step in and step up for whatever it is that you might take your leave or whatever. You've done plenty of your new, what's that, April Fool's jokes. April Fool's Day jokes said that you was done.
They fall for it every April. We'll talk about it now, but they'll forget I said that in April come and it'll happen again. So.
One time it won't be an April Fool's joke. So
wow.
That's what I'm saying, man. Let's consider that, because we need the Tory Lowe spirit in Milwaukee to deliver these people there.
Well, we gonna work.
I want to bring that up.
We gonna work, and I appreciate you for being on the front lines and actually being a witness to a lot of the things that's going on the front lines. That's why we need that Monday prayer from somebody that's willing to do the work. And a lot of people, you know, they want to pray, but they don't want to do no work. But I would never let that happen. So thank you for being a minister that actually is not afraid to get the work done, and I appreciate that. If y'all listening as we broadcast live from American Family Insurance Studio, we got the Monday prayer with the miracle minister, Kevin, and we appreciate you and we thank you for the prayer.
My pleasure, my brother. Dear God, we humbly approach us on the grace once again to just show our appreciation to you for being a loving, blessing, the patient God that you are. Your word eases our heart by telling us that you give us beauty for ashes, and the oil of joy for mourning, and the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. As we go through the trials and the tribulations of life, we know that you will never leave us alone, for you are our strength and our comforter. We pray that throughout this week, that you will lead and guide us into all righteousness. Keep our feet from slipping into situations that you don't want us involved in. Keep our minds stayed on receiving the promises and the goodness that you have laid out in preparation for our prosperity. I speak life and life more abundantly in Jesus' name. Amen.
Anything else you want to say, Miracle Minister Kevin?
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house.
It may take somebody longer than the other person, depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me in studio, GP, Truth Nation Insider in studio. It's not the pop culture report yet, but
not yet. Hold on.
I do want to ask you the question of the day. And I usually ask the question of the day at 2 p.m. But since you're in the studio, I want to ask you the question of the day because I saw this and I wanted to bring it in front of Truth Nation. It was a great conversation online.
Mm-hmm.
But the question is, how much does your partner's family or the person you're interested in family weigh into your decision of marrying them or making a long-term partnership with that person? Does that person's family play a factor or weigh in on your decision to marry them?
I don't think so. I don't think it matters. It's a factor that you have to pay attention to, but if you're with somebody and you love them for them, their family shouldn't really be, they're kind of a microcosm of that. They obviously have tendencies and kind of things that they had to deal with that family that will play into how they see life and how they kind of progress. But you only see, extended family members maybe 3 times, 4 times a year.
Not really, because if you're living in the same city, and let's say, especially when you start having children now, grandma and grandpa got to come over, the uncle, everybody, their family gatherings and things like that. Now, if y'all don't have children, that may be, you may not see them as much. But let's say you want to decide to have a child. Maybe then now they want to come and visit and things like that. Does the family play a factor in your decision making? You said no,
I don't
because
think so.
You think that, okay, that person is not a reflection of the family that they came from. Let's say you go and you meet the family and they crazy. They looking you up and down, checking your pockets, trying to see how much money you got. You know what I mean? Or they could be on the opposite end. A decent family. Hey, when you gonna start a business? And the brothers looking at you like, don't never hit my sister. Things that they supposed to say. So that vibe, I don't think that people understand that that is what you're bringing into your life as well. These are your new in-laws. This is your new family.
Yeah, but I think, again, if you're a real man and you're a real woman, again, nothing that is outside of your relationship could kind of affect what you got going on later on. Like, the only thing that I can kind of think of in my head, for example, I know you've seen Bad Boys when Mike Lowry and everybody pulled up at the door, right, and fathers have my son or have my daughter home by X amount of time. If you give me the heads up and I know who I need to look out for in the family, like, everybody got a drunk uncle, right? If the drunk uncle, if I don't got a heads up and we kick it into he's saying whatever XYZ in my ear, then maybe I'm gonna be like, maybe like I need to stay away from this guy for a little while.
What if something happened with the drunk uncle where he hit a hardship and now he coming to stay at your place?
He ain't staying at there. That's not happening.
It's gonna be a problem.
Nah, I don't know.
What if that's her favorite uncle?
Oh, okay, so now we get to the brass tacks.
That's why I say immediate family member. You're bringing that into your life, regardless if you think you are or not.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I don't know. I think we can always.
I don't know how extreme it might be, but what I'm saying is, I don't know if people actually understand how much that's gonna play a factor down the road.
Yeah, again, everybody has to balance things as needed, though. Again, if you're dating someone and let's say there's a year or two between and you finally get to kick it with the family, right? You might have already known what the mom gets into, how the dad is, whether they have a good relationship, whether they're still together. So you have kind of a game plan in order how to introduce yourself. And if you're a respectful, kind person, you should never really run into any kind of trouble with extended family. That's just kind of how I see it. Like, I've had issues, or not issues, I'll say. There was a time where I was dating a young lady. She was living out in Seattle, right? And I think we were probably kicking it for like a couple months, but I didn't have the intention of meeting the family when I was out there. I got blindsided. And so things kind of got down to, or we got into a tough situation where she was like, you should kind of just expect this. You should know we've been kicking it for a little while. And I'm like, whether we've been together or not, I need some type of introduction because they're asking me what I'm doing in school.
Right. They want to know your ideas, what you're trying to do with your life.
I treat it like a test. Again, if I study for the test, I have a better chance of getting a B+ or a passing grade. If I come in and I don't got no notes, I don't got no cheat sheet, I'm not going to do very well. So this is like, no, this is a true story too. I was fresh back into college. I had dropped out for a semester. I was playing football in South Carolina. Didn't have the money to kind of afford school at the time, so I dropped out. I was working at H&M, right? So the family's like, well, hey, like, what's your plan? What's your 5 to 10 year plan? And I'm like, well, damn, like, I'm just going back to college. Like, I don't know what I want to study. I'm a business major, but maybe I want to do something in finance. Maybe I want to be on air or something like that. And obviously, everybody thinks that they're going to be great at what they do. But in their head, they're like, oh, this man is blowing smoke up our ass. Like, he thinks that he's such a great man and he doesn't have a plan. No, really. He just thinks he's going out on blind faith. And so went to dinner with the family. Everything kind of was going smooth. But I got into it with them because they were like, well, what's your plan with our daughter? And I was like, I don't know. We just
You better have a plan other than between the sheets.
But that's my point. I just told him I'm out here kicking it.
You just having a good time.
Yeah, so it got real awkward. We was eating margaritas, tacos, and
that's the
everything,
wrong answer. That is the wrong answer when you're talking to somebody's family.
I just kept it real.
Hey, I'm just kicking it with your daughter, and we just having fun.
I didn't have a plan at the time. There was no intent. I hope she's doing very well. I hope she's still doing
That's why you ain't around no more.
Look, you trying to get me in trouble.
All right, look. When we come back, we'll have a pop culture report with GP. Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hi, I'm Priscilla Presley. My love for animals began when I was 5 years old. That sparked a lifelong commitment to speak up for animals who can't speak for themselves. Elvis and I supported American Humane Society because your compassion can change a life. American Humane Society strengthens the bond between humans and animals. Please visit AmericanHumane.org to learn more. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Brittany Miller from Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more. Custom T-shirts, sweatshirts, jackets, hats, you name it, we can do it. Big Frog Custom T-Shirts and more is family-owned and all about celebrating life's big moments. Maybe it's a milestone birthday, a celebration for your child's first goal, or that work fundraising event. We are everyone's printer. No minimum orders, affordable designs, and help straight from me and our team. We're the one-stop shop for all your custom needs. Start your project today at bigfrog.com/Mequon.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth is brought to you by Educators Credit Union, and now I am excited to be joined by Victor Frazier, Director of Community Engagement at Educators Credit Union. Victor, let's jump right into this. College can be expensive, and we know Educators Credit Union offers $2,000 scholarships to members of Educators Credit Union. But on top of that, why is it important for students and families to apply for FAFSA?
Yes, FAFSA is your gateway into college money. That's the easiest way to think about it. A lot of students and a lot of families will think like, I make too little or I make too much to apply. That should be out of your mind. What you should be thinking about is making sure that you complete the FAFSA. That opens all of the doors for you when it comes to grants, other scholarships, and then more importantly, a lot of students have to take out student loans to the federal government. Without the FAFSA, all of those things are off the table. It's all on you at that point. So the FAFSA really is your friend.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Lastly, Victor, how can somebody join the great Educators Credit Union family just like me and become a member?
Oh, thank you so much for that question. It is really easy. You can either stop in any one of the branches. If that's not convenient for you, you can email. We can get the process going that way. Or we have a wonderful Connect Cam program where you can actually connect right in via your phone or your computer at home and get the account open that way. All you need to do is have your valid driver's license or a photo ID with you, and you are going to be all set. We are insured by NCUA, and we do have membership eligibility requirements.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Victor.
Thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure.
Again, Truth Nation, make sure you do not miss out on your opportunity to apply for one of the 35 $2,000 scholarships that Educators Credit Union allows for your high school senior to apply for if you are a member of Educators Credit Union. This has been your College Month Spotlight with Educators Credit Union right here on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers shined in the Big Apple and took down the Giants 27-20. Packers improved to 6-3-1. Quarterback Jordan Love on the win.
I think when you look at it, we'll go back and look at the film, but there's still so many more plays we could have made that would really, change the outcome of this game.
Packers sit below the Chicago Bears in the division, who are 7-3. Next matchup is against the Vikings next Sunday. The Bucks head to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers, looking to brush off a loss against the Lakers. That game begins tonight at 6. The Bucks currently sit at 8-6. Badger men's basketball sit at number 24 ranked in the country and 3-0 to start off the season. The next matchup is today at 7 at the Kohl Center. Marquette basketball sits at 3-2, while UW Milwaukee basketball sits at 2-3. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
One 101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Me and GP in the studio. Hey, look, pop culture report. What's going on out here in these pop culture streets?
Well, so we kind of had the conversation last week around people getting a hero's welcome when they come home from jail, and
you like that when people come home from jail.
I respect it. I don't like it.
You respect it.
I respect it.
More than people come home from college.
If we lean into prison reform, that's the same thing, though. If we really believe in prison reform, then we should.
These people that went out here and scammed and killed folks, and everybody clapping because they got out.
If you do your time and you come home and you do the right thing the second time around, and
we don't know that. That's all potential.
I mean, of course
they didn't do the right thing the first time around.
Well, because they got the same people around.
And some of these people, as repeated going back in, Boosie, all of these people going back in. T.I. came out, went back in. He finally got it after about the third or fourth time.
Right.
But we don't know.
I know you know the saying, no, a hard head makes a soft.
Right.
All right. So
okay, eventually it'll soften up.
Exactly. But
one way or the other.
Exactly. But
hope you don't get a sale with Diddy, I guess. I don't know.
Hey, man. No, but in the same token, Fetty Wap, he's basically received an upgraded or a pushed up release date. He's set to become home, I believe, December 2026. He's currently serving time, I believe, at FCI Sandstone, which is a low-security federal facility in Minnesota. But he was initially set to be released on March 13th, 2027. And in September, records showed that his release had actually been pushed up to January 8th, 2027. And now new federal dates confirm a scheduled release date of December 8th, which means he will be home to celebrate Christmas in time with his family.
Fetty Wap with the one eye.
Got something I want to say.
I do like his song. He had like at least 5 or 6 songs that was just
there was Trap.
Amazing.
Yeah, there was Trap Queen. I'm trying to think of the other ones that are kind of off the top of my head. But those were the songs that I was listening to when I was probably in 8th grade, 9th grade. He was a star, for some time. Obviously, drug trafficking is nothing serious to play with, though. I don't understand why, if you have this much money on the table, you ever would need to sell drugs. But
sometimes they don't. It depends on the contract, too. I think that many times a lot of people think that this moment would last forever. And they get the advance, but then when they get the receipt for what the record company had to do to promote it, I think that it puts them in debt at that point.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I mean, the advance is basically for you to pop it. That's kind of how they let you build your brand up. So for someone that, again, comes from nothing, that had to go to the lengths that he had to secure money, obviously drug trafficking, that money is basically spent on clothes, chains, and appearances until you actually become a star and you're kind of a verified presence in the music industry. So, again, Fetty Wap, he is going to come home. He made a poor decision once. Hopefully he doesn't make a poor decision again.
Right.
But it goes again in the same token of why do we keep accepting or why do we keep celebrating people who have obviously done wrong to others or kind of that don't lack or they lack the critical thinking skills to not get themselves in trouble in the first place.
I'll say this. I remember watching Boys in the Hood. And Doughboy went to jail, and then the next scene is Domino. He smacked the dominoes down, and everybody was geeked up, you know what I mean? But then look at what happened to the people that was trying to go to college. Like
we need
his
more
brother,
Trey. We need more
his
Treys.
brother, they got shot in the alley, you know what I mean? But it's just that narrative of, having them stripes of being able to go to jail and get out and then continue on the streets. I think that it dominated people going to college and graduating. I think that they were getting a bigger celebration for surviving jail than going off and not getting in trouble and going into trying to work in the workforce or creating a business and stuff like that. So I think I've seen that in the culture, which gives me problems because if we're celebrating that, then I got a problem with people not giving information when things happen in the community in a criminal way.
Yeah, it's
because everybody's kind of delusionally gangster. Like they not gangster, but they in this delusion of celebratory ideas when it comes to the criminal mind.
Yeah, well, that's the tough part. Again, we treat people who do the right thing. We call them squares, essentially, which is unfair to people who do the right thing. They go to class, they take care of their grades, they take care of their family, X, Y, and Z, all the other things that they need to do. We need to stop celebrating, again, the people that stray off the beaten path. And it's just common. Again, it's common for people to go to college and get an education and get a 9-to-5. We don't care about that because that's so regular. That's not celebrated. It's something that you're supposed to do.
Well, mass incarceration, what do you mean? That's plentiful.
It is.
Okay, so I think it's just as plentiful as people going to school. You got either you're going to make a decision to commit crimes or you're going to make a decision to go beyond that and get out here and try to do the right thing. I don't think either side has, more than the other. I just think that it's more, one side is way more celebrated. I'm talking about in the mainstream, in the marketing ideas to make people believe that and I talked about this at the Truth Summit. How many people just recently got out and going viral and people are, oh, I'm so happy for this guy. But then how many people have graduated that when you post a picture of them graduating, they only get just the family and a few friends on the like. So what I'm saying is then you got these young people watching this and being influenced by the attention, those that are influenced by the attention, then you got another problem because they think that if I want to get attention, I got to go this way.
But that's the thing. Again, we glorify whatever the gang culture is or kind of the prison to, I'm trying to think, from a rehabilitation standpoint. I'm trying to gather myself here. But, for example, let's talk about 6ix9ine. We're going to talk about 6ix9ine in a second, obviously, right? But 6ix9ine was involved in gang culture, was involved in the music industry.
They was using him
as a pawn, right?
And then the pawn became checkmate.
And that's the same thing for anybody else. Again, people that subscribe to gang culture and join for protection or comfort or whatever friendships that they feel like they might cultivate, it's a bond that you can't really run from. But the streets aren't forgiving. The streets don't keep a tally. There's a jail cell and a cot for anybody that wants to do wrong. And I don't understand why we don't focus more on the positive things, being a better leader in your community. Again, there's a lot of other ways to give back than selling nicks and dimes on the block.
But the industry is only paying for criminal mind. The bag is for the criminal mind. Then you got this new ideal out here, 6'7", and the guy, the artist, is outright demonic.
Right.
He's talking about how he sacrificed mice.
Right, Skrilla, yeah.
Skrilla is more, and then, he was on certain podcasts just saying, hey, look, I worship basically, without saying it all away, sacrificing to something, and he's not allowed to talk about it fully. But what I'm saying is, what is that? Then you got 6'7" people doing this 6'7", and I'm watching this, and I'm like, what is that? I've been saying 5, 6, 7 my whole life. I never thought 6'7" meant anything, but now I think it's casting devils out. I think it's a summoning. I think it's a summoning because look at the hands. I'm watching the Packer game. And the score was 6-7. Then it went to break, and when a person go out of bounds and they don't hold on to the ball, right? And the referee juggles it. Yep. So they went back and edited it.
And they reposted on the NFL account.
It sure did.
Crazy. It's wild. It's wild, the things that we popularize and the things that we make acceptable in the culture. Again, it's tough. We talk about prison reform. We want to see people come home and do good and do better. We like to see people get second chances at life. But we need to stop popularizing it. We need to grab these people and tell them to not make the same decisions that harmed other people around them. Right. Hopefully Fetty Wap comes home. He continues his music career because he was a star in his own right. He's a very talented man.
But that's why he went to jail, because he couldn't continue his music career. What I'm saying is, that's the very reason.
He fell off and had to sell it.
He fell off. Yeah. And he had to get back out here on these blocks. Okay? So all I'm saying is, the mismanagement. A lot of these people get in this entertainment or sports, and they make all this money. Mm-hmm. They think this moment is going to last forever, so they spending money wild and crazy. And then when they look up and see, okay, this is not going to last forever, many times it's too late because the accountant then robbed them, the managers then robbed them. Now they can't get back on their feet because their time is up. They on to the next person. And many times they're not allowed back in because if they got some money, they would sue. Okay. So at the end of the day, it looked like just an ongoing revolving door. Mm-hmm. And we celebrate this revolving door.
Well, that's the thing. It's tough. Again, there's plenty of platforms and there's plenty of outlets for people to come home and tell their story. People will allow Fetty Wap to come home and share whatever he had going on. He'll get a chance to make more music again, but hopefully that he does it the right way this time again. So
I think he lost the formula. It's like when 50 Cent was hot. When he was hot with Dre, Eminem, Hungry, his first 3 albums, but then when he started getting into his latter years, the magic wasn't there, the crew that he made, the music wasn't there, the energy wasn't there. So a lot of people have to find out a way to get back into that energy space because a lot of people move on. The producer that may have had a certain beat, the way that they were moving, the desperate energy that they was using to create the music. As they get into their 3rd and 4th album, it's trash. Some of that music be trash. It's very few artists that can get past their 3rd album.
That is true. That is true. I think there's music out there. I think there's a lot of collabs for him. I think that he'll have an avenue. He just needs to kind of go find it. So
he ain't even got the engineer that was putting the auto tunes on his voice no more. He'd have left because he probably mad.
Maybe he'll become an AI artist. Maybe he'll be a manager. Okay,
maybe that may be the way because he can run his old voice through AI and he might could get it back.
I would say Beanie Siegel did that, which is crazy too.
Yeah, so. They can do that now. There might be an opportunity.
Yeah,
with that.
Just might be.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Pop Culture Report. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. It's College Month on the award-winning 1017 The Truth, and we want to help your young scholar get those free scholarship dollars.
All month long, we'll be highlighting local organizations who help students find thousands of dollars in scholarships each year. So be sure to tune in to 1017 The Truth's College Month so you can learn how your scholar can get those scholarship dollars. College Month on The Truth is sponsored by Marquette University and Educators Credit Union.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Our children deserve it. Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
If you've been injured, let our team help get you back in the game. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Bucks. Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. GP in studio. Green Bay.
Go Pack, go.
Hey, Packers taking on the New York Giants. Hey, it looked kind of frizzy, but then Malik popped up.
Hey, shout out to Malik. No, that first quarter was a whirlwind. Again, we had Jacobs go down a little early, prematurely with the knee injury. We also had Love leave the game for, that split-second drive. But Malik Willis came in, tossed a passing touchdown. Thank God Jordan Love was all right. And it was back and forth the entire way.
I'm going to say this. Up until Jordan Love got out whatever injury, Malik came in, and it looked like the offense started working. It looked like the offense seemed to be like Jordan Love struggling, people dropping passes. Here come Malik. He comes in. They put a package in for him. Mm-hmm. It looked like the offense was working better with Malik Willis in. But then after he scored, I think Jordan Love had to, whatever in his mind, he had to get back in there and make something happen for real, because it seemed like up until that moment, it was looking like the Cleveland game.
No, absolutely. Again, Malik Willis came in cold off the bench, which is hard to do at any position. And they had a change of pace, much of it being due because he wasn't in the game plan, obviously. They're not expecting to face a quarterback that is a true dual threat. He can throw, he can run, and he's an elite level athlete. So I think there was another design run that they kind of had for him where he gained about 25 yards, and then they ended up tossing the touchdown in the left corner of the end zone. And so obviously, Jordan Love showed some resolve. He got comfortable. Again, he made some spectacular throws. Again, for anybody that was on the couch watching, it obviously came down to the last 4 or 5 minutes where they had a long drive. I believe they tossed a long 40-yard pass to Williams. And then, obviously, Christian Watson balled out 2 touchdowns, I think 8 or 7 receptions for 40-something yards. And so we're seeing what we kind of expected. The toughest part is that, and I hate to say this, but this is a very mid team that can always beat the subpar teams. But they're not doing it in a dominant fashion, and that's the disappointing part.
Right.
It should not have took this much or should not have been this close in order for them to beat a team that is, again, now 2-9, 2-3 at home without their starting quarterback, without their starting receiver or their best receiver, and without their starting running back.
And to me, it seems like the Packers play to the level of their competition.
Right. And that's the most dangerous part. Again, this is a team that was picked by many, again, to be a championship favorite. They're sitting at 6-3-1, which is respectable. And now they've moved up to second in their division. And now they play the Vikings at home, which is a big game now. But the Vikings are kind of struggling. They're not finding their offensive groove like they need to. But no game on this schedule.
But that's always a tough game.
No, absolutely. Anything in the division. But that's the toughest part. As a Packers fan, there's no game that we can say is a cakewalk right now. It's tough sledding from here on out. Again, every team that they have to play besides the Vikings right now has a winning record.
And well, I'll also say that when the Packers won, it was a relief because it kind of looked like we were going to have a replay of Carolina and Cleveland. I think that the spark came without Jordan Love.
Right.
I think the spark that sparked the team came when Jordan Love was off the field.
No, I think so. Again, they had to make do with a lot of kind of spare parts, if you will. Again, they've got a bunch of receivers that are banged up. Jacobs went down. Wilson came in and scored a touchdown. And again, for those keeping keeping the score at home, lack of term, but Wilson, that was the first touchdown recorded by a running back that was not Josh Jacobs this season. And so they're trying to find ways to incorporate a lot of other guys. There's a lot of guys making plays in the biggest moments basically in the game. But I hope that they find more continuity offensively. The defense left a lot of plays out there as well. Again, when you're playing a quarterback like Jameis Winston, you can expect a couple plays to be thrown your way. They had a big interception that iced the game, late in the fourth quarter, but there were 3 or 4 passes that should have been picked off by Valentine and a couple other guys in the secondary. And then obviously the cake on top, or the cup, or the icing on the cake, where Parsons obviously had that big fumble, to end the drive. Basically, the Giants still were down 7. They had a chance to come back. So there's a lot to be desired, and there's also a lot to be excited about. Again, as they
head into
the
kind of Dr.
schedule.
Jekyll, Mr. Hyde right now.
I mean,
you never know what's going to show up, what offense going to show up.
Right,
but the defense has been consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. The secondary is doing what they can do. They're trying to hold it together. But the pass rush is what changed the game, essentially. Again, Jameis Winston had to make a lot of tough throws under pressure the entire day. And
I'm excited. I'm going to move on to Shedeur Sanders.
Okay.
Because even if you're not a Cleveland Browns fan, everybody in the NFL is watching Shedeur Sanders.
Right.
That situation over in Cleveland, Gabriel had a concussion.
Head injury.
They threw him in the game without having any reps with the first team. How did he look?
He looked, I guess he was panicked. Again, we talk about it all the time.
Because they just tossed him in.
No, yeah, but these teams, they go through, again, there's progressions, there's reads, there's things that they're trying to hit on. But the game is catered to the quarterback that is playing. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel is a left-handed quarterback who's a little shorter than Shedeur Sanders. So the plays that they have on that sheet necessarily aren't catered to his strengths, whether it be play action, him rolling out, throwing from his left side, or anything like that, or kind of finding the deep ball. So to his credit, he, in his post-game interview, again, he was very candid about the feeling that he had. He was excited. It felt good to be out there after all the scrutiny and stuff that he's had all season.
I think he did a great job as far as not having any reps.
Right.
And I think that's poor coaching because they didn't prepare him. Even when they moved him up to second string, he didn't get any reps with the first team. I think that was on the coach.
Well, it's tough. Again, and people need to be honest about this. Their coach is on the hot seat because of the plan that they kind of had going into this year. Again, they had Deshaun Watson, who was going to be out, obviously, this year recovering from an Achilles injury. They picked up, I'm trying to remember his name, Kenny Pickett, who was essentially supposed to be the starter. And then they also picked up Flacco, who's 40-something years old.
And doing great at the Cincinnati Bengals.
On his last leg.
Right.
But also drafting, again, Dylan Gabriel prior to drafting Shedeur. They had a quarterback room that was just kind of in disarray. You didn't know who was going to be the elder statesman. You didn't know who was going to be the star or who was going to kind of lead the team into the season. And so they're making do, again, with spare parts, as I love to say.
But I don't think that Shedeur is being treated like a second-string quarterback. He's not getting the reps. So you're going to throw me in the game with people that I haven't had the opportunity to get the rhythm down packed. You can tell he was out of rhythm with the first unit. But I think as he played, he started to he threw one that could have got caught.
Right.
He threw one that, if they catch it, we having a different conversation right now.
No, I know. Again, when he came into the game, they did have a lead, which is kind of the tough part. That lead just kind of melted away, save for the Ravens kind of running a trick play that also iced the game.
Right.
But I'm curious to see, again, we'll see what Dylan Gabriel's status will be for next week. A concussion is usually a week-long injury, so I'm going to assume that Shedeur will be starting when they play next week. And so he'll have a full week to kind of go through progressions with all his tight ends, all his receivers, talk blocking, all types of other schemes. And so I think that he will ball out. Again, we'll see what that matchup is like when it comes, but the coach is on the hot seat because he's not done anything favorable. I don't think that Shedeur was ever his guy. I don't think that he wanted to draft him. I think it was some pressure from people, upstairs, the GMs.
From the owner.
Right, and now that
was the owner's choice.
Yeah, and now he's stuck with it. He essentially has to make it work. There was a rumor that Shedeur was set to be the starting quarterback later in the season. I believe they were waiting for something like this to happen. So we'll see if he gets any run, extended into the season.
Maybe it's a script.
It's all predetermined. It's all predetermined. You know they gambling. Yeah, they gambling.
So I would get into that, but that'll be a whole nother pop culture report.
Exactly.
We've been talking about this. They saying that the Italian mob is behind all of the fixed game ideas.
Right. It's touching every part. Yeah. College, MLB, NBA. So we'll have more stories to talk about for sure.
Well, I think that's it. Anything else that you want to cover for the pop culture report?
Since we got some time, I want to give a special shout out to all my people at Concordia University, Wisconsin. They are now in the Division III football playoffs, and they are set to take on Cole. Yeah, they're set to take on Cole at home Saturday, I believe 12 p.m. kickoff. First playoff appearance, I believe, in 10-plus years. First home game. I know they had to host one. Yeah, Wisconsin Lutheran. And so they've never won a first-round game. So hopefully those guys are ready to go. So, again, for people in the area, I tell people all the time, if you're a football fan, head on up to Mequon and go watch them play Saturday. So
that's powerful.
Very powerful.
And
shout
then
out my guys.
you and Andrew y'all well over halfway done with the weight loss challenge.
Yeah, he might got it. He might got it.
What you think, Andrew got it, or you been snacking?
I've been working, but I've been eating too. So,
you didn't lose a pound. Did you lose at least 1 pound?
We're gonna step on the scale 31st. We'll get to that when the 31st
Andrew,
comes around.
How many pounds you think you got? You at least lost 1 pound.
Oh, at least I think like 10 or 15.
Oh, wow.
God, yeah.
Already?
Yeah, I might have to go on a water fast or something to catch up.
Yeah, you might have to go on like the fast the rest of the week. Don't eat nothing for the rest of the month.
I'm going to just cheat. I might hit the Ozempic. I might just jab. Start juicing.
Well, here we go. Hey, so you put the GP and GLP.
GLP.
Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more discussion, Truth Nation. We're going to open up the lines. Stay locked in.
This is 1017 The Truth, Kyle Wallace, and the time is now, Milwaukee. Truth to Power is your platform, and on my show, our community always has a voice. There is no topic that is off limits, and I always give you my authentic opinions on how I feel, because keeping it real is the only way I know how to get down. Listen to Truth to Power with me, Kyle Wallace, every day from noon to 1 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube at 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. 2 tough ones for Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock. Breaking down the issues that shape our city and our future.
A talk
It's called the Senate Civil Suits for Unauthorized Data Seizures. In the continuing resolution that had to be voted on in order to open the government, authorizes U.S. senators to file civil lawsuits against the U.S. government, including the Department of Justice, for up to $500,000 in damages per violation if federal law enforcement seizes or subpoenas their phone or other data without prior notification. Hold on, wait a minute. If you have been accused of a crime and there's evidence and probable cause, and the federal government or any investigating agency gets a warrant from a judge to seize your cell phone records, there's nothing you can do about that.
It's The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 to noon. Catch it live on YouTube or tune in to 1017 The Truth.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
We are the home of Milwaukee Black Talk. 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. If you've got Amazon Prime, you might actually be owed money. Customers based in the U.S. who use less than 3 Prime benefits could be eligible for a refund of up to $51. DataCap consumer expert Michelle Rainin says this.
It will be automatic and be sent by Amazon. We believe it will be sent through your actual account that you signed up to, so a credit to that same payment, but that detail has not yet been confirmed.
Amazon agreed to pay $2.5 billion to settle with the Federal Trade Commission's charges. Brad Zimmel is set to become the interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Wisconsin. Zimmel has been eyeing the position since falling short in his bid for state Supreme Court earlier this year. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the appointment came from Attorney General Pam Bondi, signaling the usual nomination process involving the Senate likely broke down. Zimmel previously served one term as Wisconsin's Republican Attorney General and most recently was a Waukesha County judge. He'll take over the top federal prosecutor role, covering Milwaukee and the eastern third of the state. Microsoft is doubling down on its presence in Wisconsin, with plans to expand its growing footprint in Racine County. The tech giants bought another 135 acres next to its nearly completed data center complex. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons.
They paid about $38 million for the land, and they say it's going to be used for more data center development. Now, right now it's zoned for farmland, so if they do construction on that, it's going to take some work to actually get to that point. It's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but they see a need for more space, more data centers out at that location.
The land is currently zoned as farmland, which means construction could take some time. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready.
1017 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 1017 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And I got got a question. I got my question of the day for Truth Nation. I want to open up the lines. I want to know, how much does your partner's family influence your decision to marry them? Does it play a factor, the family members? Because they say, you marrying the family. You're not just marrying one person, you marrying the whole family. Or if you get in a serious relationship, you have to deal with the person's family in some kind of way. So I want to know, 833-212-1017. I seen this conversation. I want to bring it in front of Truth Nation because a lot of times a lot of people don't really think about the family members. They only looking at the love that they have with someone, and they feel like, this is the one. But then once they get into the serious side of the relationship and they start meeting the family members, sometimes the family members may have a different opinion about the person that they bring into the table. So, or they could love that person or have a great understanding that this person could add value to the family. So I want to know, that's the question of the day. We got a poll in the chat. I want y'all to chime in. How much does your partner's family influence your decision to marry them? We got some good chat in there too as well. But I would definitely want to hear from somebody who had to deal with some family members once they got in a relationship. And you can, if it's juicy, you can remain anonymous. You ain't got to say your name. Or if you're around your significant other while you're listening to the show, you might have to go in the bathroom to really tell the truth. Because I want to know, does the family have an impact on your decision? Or maybe you got married and the family did have an impact. I want to know. 833-212-1017. Also, is meeting the family important? Before you commit to a long-term understanding, do they have to see somebody in the family that the close family members? And it ain't no telling, because I can't say it's traditional anymore. Because sometimes, when you think about family, you think about, I'm gonna bring you to meet my mom. I'm gonna bring you to meet my dad. I'm gonna bring you to meet my siblings. Sometimes at some point, that family may not be the family. It may be a family that you put together, or maybe a cousin, maybe somebody that they got to meet that's in your family. Some people don't even have family. I found out that some people, friends are closer to them than their family. So when I say family, I mean the closest intimate people around that person that you're considering long-term ideas with. Somebody get some advice. Somebody call in and get some advice. Somebody in the chat, let me know what you had to do. Did you ever go through anything with the family members of people that you decided to be with? Josh says, I think it depends on if you know how toxic your family really is and how codependent you are to them. Do they make your decisions, or do you make your own decisions? It's case by case. And that's so true, because sometimes they say that you got to understand who the mother is when it comes to a girl, but sometimes that girl may not be anything like her mom, because maybe her mom, took a different route with ideas, and then they took a different route with ideas when they got older. I mean, it's case by case. It's case by case. Andrew, let me ask you this question. I want to get your opinion on this. Does the girl you date, her family, factor in on your decision if you want to be with her?
100%.
Why?
So I need to be with somebody who cares about family. So if their family is super dysfunctional, what am I doing? I'm just going to mess up my peace. I'm really close with my family, so right. I would like to have somebody who cared about their family too. So it kind of shows me our vibrations are on the same wavelength,
So do you want to hang out with the family? You want to be a part of their family?
Yeah.
Is it important for you to be a part of the family because you're family orientated?
Yeah, I think so. I think marriage is the combining of two families. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we start our own.
Okay, so then with your family, you want that person to be happy and be able to have a relationship with your family.
100%.
Is that important?
Yes, I think it is.
833-212-1017. I want to know. That's my question of the day. If you want to answer, chime in. Either hit us up on the Talk to Text line, 833-212-1017. Call in, 833-212-1017. Or join the chat. We got another powerful chat today. Get in the chat, holla back. But I want to get to this story that I saw over the weekend. And this was a football story. Only reason I didn't let this football story hit the pop culture report is because it involved the sheriff. Now, anytime something makes the mainstream media as hard news, I don't add it as the pop culture report. Like when Diddy got charged, I started using it. It's not pop culture anymore. It's something that affected lives in a certain way that there were charges. So this was a situation where a Texas sheriff, a trooper, bumped into one of the college football players when they was coming out the tunnel. And LeBron James weighed in on this. This was just, to me, when I see the footage of this Texas DPS, this trooper bumping this young college student, shoulder checking a South Carolina football player. The only thing they did was they sent him home. This was totally out of order. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, what is the sheriff trooper shoulder checking football players that's about to play a game? Ain't they there to keep the safety? This made me raise an eyebrow. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, we got audio on this. Let's listen.
At 7:13, the Texas Department of Public Safety is reviewing footage of an interaction between a state trooper and a college football player caught on camera. It happened at Saturday's matchup between Texas A&M and South Carolina. You can see the DPS trooper bump into Gamecocks wide receiver Nick Harbor and others. The heated exchange quickly spread on social media. It even caught the attention of NBA superstar LeBron James, who called out the trooper on X, saying he believed the nudge was premeditated and that the trooper should be suspended. In a statement, DPS writes, quote, "The trooper involved was sent home from the game. Our Office of Inspector General is also aware of the incident and will be further looking into the matter."
He's suspended from working any further games. I understand that, Jason. I understand that. But no, that's not appropriate behavior. He's still getting a check. So what? He not working the games no more. He got out of character. He broke character and went and did something to me that not only he should be suspended. Is he still working as a sheriff? Yes or no? They said he got suspended, but when I see suspended, I don't see that the check was cut off. I want him fired. I need the word fired to be added to the conversation. I don't need the suspended because when I hear that, I believe that's PR, public relations. Oh, we done something. We suspended this officer. He'll never come to a game again. But he out there in the streets with that kind of mentality. He out there pulling folks over with that kind of mentality. And this is where I say, if it wasn't caught on national TV, he didn't think the cameras was on. Because they were some of the last players. There was only a few players in the tunnel when that happened. So when he did that, he didn't think that the cameras was. Can you imagine if the cameras hadn't picked that up? Ain't no telling how many times he did this, because it looked like something that was routine in his behavior. Yeah, he's still working. See, that's the problem. He displayed bad judgment and moral character. Then he turned around like he was about that action, ready to, confront the players in a negative way. That's a firing. You don't need somebody like, because if he's doing that at the game, what is he doing on the side of the road? Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
You are listening to the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
This season, the Bucks are going for it all.
A game winner for the Greek Freak.
Go inside the team's pursuit of a championship on Locked In, the new season of the Behind the Bucks podcast, narrated by Bucks legend Marcus Johnson. Hear from the team stars on why they think they can make history. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Steinhoffel's Black Friday mattress sale is happening now. Steinhoffel's is Wisconsin's mattress leader, and right now you'll find incredible Black Friday deals on all the best brands, plus 60 months and 0% financing. Save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets, $900 on Beauty Rest, and even $900 on certified organic avocado sets, available exclusively at Steinhoffel. If you've been waiting for the perfect time to upgrade your sleep, this is it. Shop in store or online at steinhoffels.com.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Join Marketplace Wisconsin on December 10th and 11th, where contract-ready small businesses meet buyers, partners, and mentors. Register now at marketplacewisconsin.com. That's marketplacewisconsin.com.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruber Offices. One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Question of the day, if you want to take the poll, get in the chat. Question of the day is, how much does the parents or the family of your partner influence your decision to marry them or have a long-term relationship? Is it A, a lot, B, a little, or C, not at all? What do we got? What do we got? What are the percentages? Where are we at with the poll in the chat, Andrew?
Tory, right now, a lot has 32%, a little at 24%, leading the pack, not at all at 43%.
Not at all, 43%. So it doesn't make a factor. If you love who you love, kind of like Romeo and Juliet. The families had discrepancies, and they still went on. to a tragic end. Didn't it end tragic?
It ended very tragic.
Yeah, tragically because the families was pulling them apart, trying to pull them apart. Some of y'all relationships ended very tragically because of family members trying to pull y'all apart. I don't know. 833-212-1017. Or they may be great. You may have a great relationship with the family. Let me know. Call in 833-212-1017. Hit me up on the talk to text 833-212-1017. Or just get in the chat. They having a powerful conversation in the chat as usual. But I want to get to this story that I saw that had something to do with the scamming, people trying to scam. Wisconsin leaders warned of utility data scams in November. They're warning people of people who are trying to scam through the utilities, through a data scam. If you're watching this rebroadcast live, don't get scammed. We're going to bring you the audio and video of this conversation that they're having. Leadership is putting out a warning. Let's listen.
There is urgency, there's threats, demands, you must act now.
The threat of disconnection is a common one as the weather grows cold. The state warns consumers to not fall for high-pressure tactics and claims they missed payments.
If someone reaches out to you demanding payment and they ask for cryptocurrency, a wire transfer, a prepaid gift card, that's a scam.
Remember, as of November 1st, utilities cannot disconnect your heat for unpaid bills.
They won't start that till after April 15th because there's a disconnection moratorium in our state.
As utility scams become part of everyday life, so are data breaches. Billions of online accounts are already affected, meaning
someone has accessed the data that the company is responsible for securing.
The state says if you're notified about a breach, verify it's not a scam. Go directly to the company's website and find out what information was compromised. You may only need to change a password.
Maybe it's your social security number with your date of birth. That means you need to take more steps by making sure you have a security freeze in place on your credit report.
Lastly, many Amazon customers are getting a $51 refund thanks to a settlement with the Federal Trade Commission.
For charges that it enrolled millions of people in Prime subscriptions without consent. And then they made it really difficult for those consumers to cancel those subscriptions.
Amazon must return $1.5 billion to consumers who used less than 3 Prime benefits in 1 year or tried unsuccessfully to cancel Prime memberships between June 2019 and June 2025.
Don't go to a website and provide any of your personal information. It's not necessary.
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. If you get anything on your phone that's trying to demand you to pay anything, that's the first red flag. Because most of these companies, they have a payment, the way to pay them. And I don't think it's many times where you get a text message with a link. Now, we getting trained right here with the company where we got to identify people that's trying to scam or trying to get information and things like that. But that's why we got the Tory Lowe Show, because when I learned it, I get to tell y'all, do not, if you get a text message that's saying that you owe something and click the link, do not click the link. Call the company. If you feel, okay, this may be something legit, call the company, talk about the text message, and get the truth. Do not click on anything. Matter of fact, this is how they're taking many people's social media accounts as well. They're sending you something that say, you urgently got to do this right now or something is going to happen. That's how you know it's a scam, when they want you to hurry up and do it. That's how some of y'all in relationships, that's a scam. They tried to say, we got to be together now or I'm going to leave you. They try to put you in the box or they try to hurry you up to do something without thought. Anytime somebody doesn't allow you to think or they don't allow you to have time to understand what's going on, they trying to rush you into a scam. It's probably a scam. If you don't do this today, then forget about it. Then some of y'all don't understand how pressuring people without them having the right understanding of what's going on in totality, that's how it happens. That's how it happens. I mean, at least some of y'all gonna go do it anyway, so at least take some time. Take your time, because if it's gonna go left, you might as well take your time anyway. Don't ever let the pressure of somebody trying to rush you in to do things. That is the first red flag. That is the first red flag. It's other red flags, but if they don't want to show you like the contract and you don't read the fine print, that's how a lot of people, they so blinded by the opportunity that they don't even read the small print. But that's a whole nother conversation for a different day. They saying they trying to do it through the utilities. I saw something where they was trying to do it through tickets. It was coming through the phone, and me and DJ Brother Z was talking about it on the air, that they're saying that you have unpaid tickets and click this link. And so I was like, did you get this? Are they collecting tickets through the phone? No, they not. Anytime it's off the structure, the normal structure, definitely in text message, it's a no-no. Call the company, try to find out what's going on. Josh in the chat says, don't get love bombed, Truth Nation on no levels. Hey, it's real. Scam, look, when I used to come up, the old people would read emails and get scammed in the emails. Then they went into catfishing people. Like, hey, sometimes people get lonely and they get on these sites and then they get a catfish and then they get to talking back and forth, and then the catfish come up with a sad story, talk about they need a bill paid, and then they asking for the credit card number. Some of these people was giving away their credit card numbers and everything to the person on the other side that was all the way in India. Somebody that wasn't even in America. They was somebody in India, and they gave up their credit card number, and they almost, thank God it wasn't no money in it, no real money in it. They got us only like 40-something bucks in the account. But what I'm saying is, this is what's happening. Scamming, this scam season. November, Christmas, this is where the scammers come out, because why? They know people are out here trying to spend a lot of money for gifts, for Thanksgiving and things like that. So I might as well get some of that bread. I might as well snatch some of that money out your pocket that's burning a hole in your pocket because you want to get out to Black Friday. You want to be the first in line. So I'm going to send you a text message and saying that you owe a bill or something and try to take some of that money. This is what this looked like. I remember the IRS. There was an IRS scam about you ain't paid your taxes and people was getting scammed. Stop answering text messages and clicking on buttons, clicking on links. Call the people if you got a concern or a question. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all, on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 1017 The Truth.
what was the life change? You know, we all know it happened, and we know things happen, and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute, even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers shined in the Big Apple and took down the Giants 27-20. Packers improved to 6-3-1. Quarterback Jordan Love on the win.
You know, I think when you look at it, we'll go back and look at the film, but there's still so many more plays we could have made that would really, you know, change the outcome of this game.
Packers sit below the Chicago Bears in the division, who are 7-3. Next matchup is against the Vikings next Sunday. The Bucks head to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers, looking to brush off a loss against the Lakers. That game begins tonight at 6. The Bucks currently sit at 8-6. Badger men's basketball sit at number 24 ranked in the country and 3-0 to start off the season. The next matchup is today at 7 at the Kohl Center. Marquette basketball sits at 3-2, while UW Milwaukee basketball sits at 2-3. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Question of the day: how much does your partner's family influence your decision to operate in a long-term relationship, even marriage? Does that factor in? A lot? A little? Not at all? Where we at? I see some more people that took the poll in the chat. Andrew, where we at with this?
Almost half the people say not at all, Tory. 48% say not at all.
48% say not at all. How many people say a lot? It matters a lot.
27%.
27% and a little. How many?
27%.
Okay, 27 and 40.
48.
48. Okay, well, a lot of people say, look, I don't care what your family say. You mine. And it's just gonna have to go from there. We just gonna have to wing it. Hey, Andrew, you said family is way more important when it comes to dealing with somebody. But when should you let somebody meet the family? And I went to ChatGPT because they try to gather out all of the statistics from around the internet. 1 to 3 months is common for casual dating. Then as it becomes more serious, so they say 1 to 3 months for casual dating. It's becoming more serious. 3 to 6 months for more typical, if you want to be sure the relationship has real potential before bringing the family into it. This is what they saying in the chat GPT. But we got Mr. Moore on the lines. Mr. Moore, how you doing, brother?
I'm jubilant on today. You feel me? But Tory, I know I had to replay that back and back, so I'm probably a little farther back than where y'all at talking about. But I had to bring that situation up with that trooper doing that. If you pay attention to it, the football player guy, he literally moved his shoulder pad out the way, and dude literally tried to push into it. It seemed like since he couldn't actually hit dude with his shoulder, he got upset about that. But dude, I know you play football. Right. When you walking into a crowd, it's just common, that feeling in your body. You know to move right or move left, so you won't hit nobody with that pad. That trooper need to get fired, yo. That was uncalled for.
I agree. That trooper was definitely intentional, and this is the attitude that he had in the uniform. And he has the responsibility of making sure that everybody in that stadium is safe, but then he broke protocol. This is why I say, what is his mentality out on the street? This is why he need to be fired. This is why the mistrust is out there for law enforcement. It's sad. It's a sad day. But if you want to join the conversation, question of the day, how much does a person's family influence your decision to be with them? Hit us up on the poll. Hit us up in the chat, 833-212-1017. Hit us up on the lines. I want to know. That's the question of the day. Also, I wanted to discuss this situation with people in wheelchairs now. People in wheelchairs are coming forward. Milwaukee wheelchair user questions Wisconsin's bus company's accessibility after repeated issues. Somebody in a wheelchair want to bring awareness to what's going on with the Wisconsin bus companies as far as accessibility. I thought that they transferred over the buses to be more accessible to wheelchair. They got the thing that come down and they come on in, and then they strap them to the side. They pull the seat up and strap. I thought they already made the adjustments. But I guess, this person in the wheelchair says he got some issues. If you listening, if you're watching as we broadcast live, we got video. Tap in.
Yeah, I'm in a wheelchair, but I'm just like everyone else. I'm still a human.
Ebony Lewis has arthrogryposis, a muscle disorder where her joints are locked in a fixed position with clubbed feet and hands.
I do everything with my feet. Literally everything, cooking, writing. I am very independent for the most part. I mean, I live on my own, but, I need help.
Several times a year, Ebony goes to visit her best friend in Madison. Almost always, she takes the Badger bus, a coach bus that travels across the state, which advertises as wheelchair accessible.
Every time it's been an issue, and it's always, someone rude and they're just not trained.
She recorded her latest interaction with a driver when she took the bus Halloween weekend.
Ebony?
Yep.
It has got nothing on here but a wheelchair. I don't think.
I clicked it. Okay, well, there's a ramp on everyone. And
well, that doesn't mean it's good, because now we're pretty much full on some buses. We had no idea you're coming. And I believe you're supposed to let somebody know you're coming. Click on, when you sign up for a ticket, aren't you supposed to click your wheelchair?
I do that every time. You guys are just not trained for this, and you need to be, because this is ridiculous.
You need to be.
You need to be trained for when you have a disabled person.
Ebony says this is not the first time she's requested a wheelchair lift on Badger Bus's website and had issues.
There was one time where they couldn't figure it out, and I was stranded in Madison for overnight because that was the last bus for the night.
The Americans with Disabilities Act states private entities that provide transportation services to the public are required by law to be accessible to individuals with disabilities. It even goes further to say motor coach buses that operate a fixed route service must provide accessible vehicles. We called Badger Bus Friday for an interview. In a statement, the company said in part, "We are actively reviewing the details of Miss Lewis's experience and said we apologize for any difficulties or distress this situation or previous situations may have caused her."
All right, I never understood why somebody would argue with a person in a wheelchair that's trying to get a service that's supposed to be wheelchair accessible. Like, don't you know that they know what the law is? Like, you think that these people don't know, okay, I'm finna get on this bus or I'm finna do this, and they have studied how to move around because they have to? That's crazy. Did you hear the video what the guy said? Basically, like, I don't have to know nothing about this. He should be fired. Anytime I'm talking to somebody in a wheelchair, I'm going to listen because they know how to get around. They have to be more attentive to how to get around. So if they're saying something is supposed to happen, if I'm a service person, I'm finna let me check. I'm not finna argue with this person. I'm going to go and I got Chat GPT. I got, I'm going to go and find the guidelines in my email, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not finna say the wrong thing. Because this guy that's over the Wisconsin Badger bus lines, he taking the L like the football team. He taking a huge L just like the Wisconsin Badger football program. I don't know. Because now Jenna Ray, who was in the studio, who's one of the people that do a lot of the investigative ideas, she's on it, and she's bringing attention to it. Now I'm bringing attention to it because these people in the wheelchair should not have to go through this. And I have dealt with wheelchair ideas as an advocate in the past. So I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody in the wheelchair say something to you and they know what they're talking about when it comes to having access or traveling or when they moving around, because they have to understand how to manage in that situation. The wrong thing he did was be rude to this woman, disrespectful. That's the worst thing you can do. It's two people that we brought on this show that need to be fired.
Fire up Monday, bro.
Man. Wow. We got Security Mike on the lines. How you doing, Security Mike?
Yeah, just at work chilling. But check it out, Tory. That's the first thing, being rude to a disabled person. People just doing what they want to do nowadays. And Milwaukee County Transit, they are equipped for handicap and everything. Right. Last time I rode a bus, they had the wheelchair ramp. They had where they strap them down and all of that.
Sure did.
Now this is a Badger
bus. Yeah.
Right. They're taking you from state to state, and this guy gonna come out there like, oh, I ain't got to know that.
Yeah, that's wild.
If I told, I do security work, and I'd be dang if I tell somebody something that's related to my job that I don't know. Wow. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm supposed to be certified and licensed. I'm licensed with the state and all that, security license and stuff. It's crazy.
That's crazy work right there.
It's crazy, man. You need to be fired. Same way with that deputy. If he's doing stuff out on the street, that's a potential of a police brutality or something. If he encountered a brother like me or you,
facts.
How you think he gonna act? You see what I'm saying? He need to be on the job.
I agree.
And he's getting paid.
Hey, I agree, Security Mike. See, people forget, and when these people get the positions, these positions are to serve. That's a service. You're providing a service. Why are you rude? Why are you not trying to, he said that you're supposed to let us know that somebody like you coming. Like, she bought a ticket, and she filled out the ticket the way it needs to be filled out. So instead of him saying, okay, I'm not mentally prepared to get you on this bus, he just took the rude route. I'm at the write the Badger Bus Company. Because when, I like Jenna Ray for bringing these situations to the forefront like I do. I bring a lot of situations that's off to the side with community, but people that live in wheelchairs are a part of this community. Our family members, one day you might be in a wheelchair. You never know what life gonna bring, and the disrespect, we cannot have it. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Need a way to hype up your day?
This is Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, you just won $5,000!
What would you do with $5,000?
That's sweet for a couple months.
Yes! Yes,
There you
yes,
go.
yes.
Y'all just made me happy.
Stay tuned into 1017 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Can we hold something?
Y'all holler back at y'all.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axehousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Your big night deserves more than just music. Prom, homecoming, graduation, weddings, corporate gatherings. Every occasion deserves a soundtrack that elevates the moment. I'm Kyrie, DJ Ree Maniac Brooks, community leader and your dedicated DJ. From the very first consultation to the last track, I'll make sure every detail aligns with your vision. For more information about how you can make your event unforgettable, visit www.djreemaniac.com. That's www.djreemaniac.com. Make your event an experience with DJ Ree Maniac.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to talk about this story because somebody sent me this and said, Tory, did you know this story? Did you hear about this story? And I said, I didn't hear about this story. It was from Alabama, a story in Alabama. This story is from August of this year, and I don't see how I missed this story because we stay on top of when it's child sex trafficking and rings and things like that. If it's politicians involved or teachers or just regular citizens, we talk about that on the Tory Lowe Show because that's what I do as an advocate. I fight against that. So I seen this story and I couldn't believe it. They say this happened down in Bibb, Alabama. The district attorney, Brian Jones, described the scene as a storm shelter. These kids were inside the storm shelter, some kind of makeshift storm shelter where there were chairs and beds and things of that nature. The children were drugged and tied to the bed, tied to the chair and onto a pole. And there were people coming in and out of this makeshift storm shelter abusing the babies. This story came out in August. If y'all heard about this story in the chat, let me know if y'all heard about this story down in Alabama, Bibb County, down in Alabama. And they said that they got people that they're still searching for that's tied to this situation. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. We got video on this. Let's listen.
Except maybe one, and they're not guilty by mental disease or defect.
The assistant DA talking about the 8 people charged in a disturbing child sex trafficking ring in Bibb County. They all appeared in court today for arraignment, and as you heard, 7 of them pled not guilty to the charges against them. The 8th, Dalton Terrell's attorney, couldn't attend, so he did not enter a plea just yet. He and 2 others, Andre Trejo and Chase McElroy, were already being held without bond after an Anaya's Law hearing. And today, a judge ruled the same for the remaining 5 suspects: Rebecca Brewer, Olivia Elam, Sarah and Ricky Terrell, and Timothy St. John. Now, we learned about the investigation last month when the first 4 suspects were arrested. Officials indicated the incidents took place in a storm shelter. Investigators say 10 children between the ages of 2 and 15 were victimized. Now, in court today, an officer said the children were given liquid ecstasy and GHB to sedate them. Authorities are now working to identify 15 to 20 people who paid to abuse those victims.
All right, so once again, when we talk about understanding what's going on with these babies, there's a market for people to be abusing these children. That's why I go look for these children. People say, Tory, why do you look for these kids? I'll tell you, like, if you don't understand that there's a thirst for these babies, and I stumbled on this back in 2012 when a woman asked me to find her 13-year-old daughter. I had no clue that this world even existed until I went to find that girl. So since then, I found over 300 and some children in the process over 16 years. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that when I hear stories like this down in Alabama, there was houses that were harboring kids right here in Milwaukee too. And I hope that they, you know, as we go further into 2026, that we become more resourceful in our community, because some of these houses was right next door to people. And they didn't even know until I showed up on the scene looking for the little girl, and they saw the families moving the little girl or moving the person in and out of the house and didn't even know what was going on. So I hope that we get back to just understanding who lives in our community. I ain't say be nosy now. I ain't say go out there and be trying to peek through the window or nothing like that. I'm just saying, when somebody move into your block, go say hi. Go, you know, offer them, you know, hey, you want, you know, a cake. They used to bring the cake to the door when you moved into the neighborhood. But I guess that was a homeowner thing. I don't know if that was a renter thing. Maybe that was a homeowner idea. If you bought a house, the neighbors would come together in neighborhoods where homeowners were, and they would bring like a cake or something, you know. Yeah, a fruit basket. They may bring something to show, hey, you're a neighbor in our community. We know you here. We appreciate you moving into our community, but keep your grass cut. You know what I mean? Because if you don't cut your grass, I might have to show up because you don't want to reduce the property value. Maybe that's, you know, we all working together. The HOA might get on you. But when you're in a neighborhood of renters, all you got to do is, as soon as you see people moving, hey, look, I'm your neighbor. God, if you have anything, if you need anything, I'm going to be more resourceful. I can probably direct you to some resources. You know, little stuff. But you got to start paying attention, because some of these human traffickers, just because you're not talking to your neighbors, they probably living right down the street. They can thrive in these environments where people don't have good communication. I remember living in Iowa and Minnesota, and then the neighborhood potluck used to be at the park on every other Friday in the summertime. And I'd be like, why are they having a potluck? I mean, we taught to not trust eating people's food like that, random people's food. But they don't do that. They had cupcakes. Somebody that made the potato salad with the raisins in it. I mean, it was just what it was. And I would go there and I'd be like, okay, you know, I would hang out for a second. You know what I mean?
Did you have the potato salad?
No, I wouldn't eat the potato salad because in my mind, I already know it's for the setup. I didn't want to get the bubble guts. But at the end of the day, this is what they were doing to make people feel welcome. So we got to come back to that ideology of just, hey, I'm your neighbor, and, if you need, things, I can help you, navigate through what's out here to see if you can, get resources for the kids or whatever. And most people are like, oh, okay, I don't need nothing right now, but thank you. But at least that's an initiation. Then do a neighborhood cleanup in the summertime and get everybody out, hand out flyers if y'all want to come out, help beautify the neighborhood. I think that those are strategies that you can start working to connect yourself with the people in the neighborhood. Nobody is not going to argue with you if you want to clean up the neighborhood. You're not going to do, hey, we doing a cleanup today. Why don't you let the kids come out? Won't you and the kids come out and help clean up? I don't think people would have an attitude about that. Now, if you come in and talk about let's go to church, or you got something, you come in with the religious ideas, or you come in with financial ideas, you might get the door slammed in your face. You might get that. I ain't never got the door slammed in my face talking about let's clean up the block. Then people want to say, I want to do what you do, Tory Lowe. It started out with me connecting with my people through cleaning up the streets. Now we cleaning up other stuff. Understand what I'm saying, Truth Nation. But before we get out into the top of the hour, how much time we got? Do we got time for White Widow? Oh, well, I don't think what White Widow gonna say is gonna take 60 seconds. But I guess we'll save her for the top of the hour. I guess White Widow wants to say something. She wants to give an update on her open records request. Says that this is something that people would want to know. Let's get White Widow on the lines. White Widow.
Good afternoon, Tory. I did go to the hearing today. Now, I put this open records in November 17th, 2024. I just want people to realize that. The law says you either get an answer or the documents in 10 days.
This is an open record request for what?
For the information, any of the monies that were spent on that ACLU settlement with David Crawley. They paid the ACLU $2 million. I said, okay, fine. What has been paid since 2018? Tomorrow is the year anniversary where I put that open records in. I have been fighting for a year. It took me $200.
To get the details.
To get the monies. I want to know how much Milwaukee County, we already gave one nonprofit, ACLU, $2 million. Crawley says, oh, I didn't get any money. You brought the lawsuit, brother, number one. Number two, okay, it's an open settlement. They come every 4 years. They came on 2021 in the Milwaukee Journal. Oh, they're wrong, they're still not doing it. Well, I wanted to find out who the statisticians and the consultants are. It's another nonprofit, Crime and Justice Institute. Do you know that we're sending monthly checks of up to $58,000 since that settlement of 2018? I have 2 pages of monthly checks, $38,000, $58,000, $12,000, $23,000, sometimes twice a month. It's going to this Crime and Justice Institute nonprofit because of David Crawley's settlement. I have the documents.
Now, who has all the money? Who's getting paid? Did he get paid?
Of course. This money's been going out since 2018.
Is it going to David Crawley or is it going to the organization?
It's going to nonprofits.
Oh, wow.
Now, $58,000 a year while we're closing a detox center. David Crawley got $11 million 4 years ago because of the opioid epidemic. Did he go? He could have kept that detox center open for 5 years. No, he went around and bought Narcan machines. He gave the money back to pharma. So, no, like I said, I'm not done with these legal because I'm suing them for harassment. You don't make me wait a year for Wisconsin open records.
Oh, wow. She waited a year. She finally got the open records. Thank God she got them. Hey, look, well, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in.
Coming with straight truth.
Everything got a message. I'll say this. Y'all can't be tired if y'all still messing with the negative energy. Every day I get on and say, the power of the tongue. Impulsive negative thoughts reacting, and these kids watching you reacting all wild and crazy. The programming you watching on TV, the music. And now, like Security Mike said, it's popular to pop somebody. It's popular now. And these kids coming back, they coming back to somebody's house. They coming to eat a meal at somebody's house. They hanging out with somebody in the neighborhood who got a house, who paying the rent. They hanging out with you. They may be your relative. They may be your buddy. That social acceptance is there. Understand what I'm saying? So when we really tired, we gonna cut it off. We gonna stop it.
Tune in to all your favorite 1017 The Truth shows all day, every day by downloading the Truth app.
Are you ready for open enrollment? Now through January 15th, you can explore affordable health insurance options if you don't already have coverage through your job, Medicare, or Medicaid. The Community Health Access Program, CHAP, helps residents find affordable plans and guides you through the enrollment process, connecting you with resources to support your family. CHAP is a program of the City of Milwaukee Health Department. Learn more at milwaukee.gov/CHAP. That is milwaukee.gov/CHAP or calling 414-286-8620.
Your home has been working hard for you. Now it's time to let it work a little harder. With a home equity line of credit from Brewery Credit Union, you can turn the equity you've built into smart solutions. Pay off high-interest debt, remodel your kitchen, or take care of life's unexpected expenses with flexible access to funds when you need them. Apply today and put your home's value to work for you. Visit brewerycu.com or stop by Brewery Credit Union. Equal housing lender. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm Angela Bassett. As a first responder on screen, I know what it means to act fast in an emergency. In real life, the same urgency can save lives, especially when it comes to a food allergy. For 33 million Americans, one bite can turn an ordinary meal into a life-threatening reaction. And too often, they don't have the one thing that could save them: epinephrine. But emergencies don't wait. And when a severe reaction happens, being prepared makes all the difference. Now, there's a needle-free option, a new way to carry epinephrine that makes it easier than ever to be ready. No needles, no hesitation, because when the unexpected happens, the best thing you can do is be ready. Know the risk, know the options. Be ready to act. Learn more at foodallergy.org/ready to act.
Truth Nation, stand up and tap in. This is 1017 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. If you've got Amazon Prime, you might actually be owed money. Customers based in the U.S. who use less than 3 Prime benefits could be eligible for a refund of up to $51. DataCap consumer expert Michelle Rainin says this.
It will be automatic and be sent by Amazon. We believe it will be sent through your actual account that you signed up to, so a credit to that same payment, but that detail has not yet been confirmed.
Amazon agreed to pay $2.5 billion to settle with the Federal Trade Commission's charges. Brad Zimmel is set to become the interim U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Wisconsin. Zimmel has been eyeing the position since falling short in his bid for state Supreme Court earlier this year. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports the appointment came from Attorney General Pam Bondi, signaling the usual nomination process involving the Senate likely broke down. Zimmel previously served one term as Wisconsin's Republican Attorney General and most recently was a Waukesha County judge. He'll take over the top federal prosecutor role, covering Milwaukee and the eastern third of the state. Microsoft is doubling down on its presence in Wisconsin, with plans to expand its growing footprint in Racine County. The tech giants bought another 135 acres next to its nearly completed data center complex. Milwaukee Business Journal editor-in-chief Timothy Gibbons.
They paid about $38 million for the land, and they say it's going to be used for more data center development. Now, right now it's zoned for farmland, so if they do construction on that, it's going to take some work to actually get to that point. It's not something that's going to happen tomorrow, but they see a need for more space, more data centers out at that location.
The land is currently zoned as farmland, which means construction could take some time. This has been your news update. The Tory Lowe Show continues on the new 1017 The Truth.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe. Tory Lowe Show live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. The movement continues. The marathon continues right here on 101.7 The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. And we have a question of the day. If you want to jump in the chat, take the poll, call in 833-212-1017. How much does your potential partner's family influences your decision to marry them? A lot, a little, or not at all? Andrew, where we at with the poll? What's going on with the poll?
Tory, 51% say they're not influenced at all. They don't care.
51% saying ain't nothing going on but the rent.
A lot has 23%, a little at 25%.
A little is 25%, a lot 23%. Hey, like I said, it's almost a lot and a little is half of the poll and not at all is the other half. Okay. Well, if you want to answer the poll, go into 101.7 The Truth as we broadcast live on YouTube. Take the poll. I want to get into this story. This situation is interesting. A Milwaukee man charged in 2 homicides, accused of killing tenant. I don't even want to. I mean, let me find out this the landlord that then went and did something like this. If you got us on YouTube, we got video on this. If you got us on social media, we got video. Let's listen.
He's not a violent person. He didn't deserve it.
It's been heartache and headaches the past week and a half for the family of 39-year-old Terrence Wilder.
He's a happy person. He loved his kids. He loved his family.
Sunday, Fox 6 spoke with Wilder's family over the phone. They weren't ready to go on camera. Investigators say earlier this month, someone shot and killed Wilder in his bedroom.
I don't know what kind of monster this man is to kill people.
Wilder's aunt is talking about this man, 54-year-old Kevin Griffin. Prosecutors say he pulled the trigger. Property records show Griffin owned this home near 12th and Capitol. Prosecutors say Wilder also lived there and Griffin was trying to evict him. Investigators say on November 4th, Griffin and Wilder got into an argument and Griffin admitted to shooting and killing him. Also in the room with Wilder, 31-year-old Anaya Raymond. Once arrested, investigators say Griffin told police Raymond was, quote, in the wrong place at the wrong time. Prosecutors say Griffin made Raymond and her young son get into his car. He said at some point while driving, Raymond pulled out a knife and mace. That's when he admitted to hitting and shooting her. Police say he then dumped her body in an alley near 41st and Hampton. He later drove her nonverbal son to a separate location and left him. Police found the boy near 9th and Keefe wandering, barefoot and abandoned.
Oh, wow.
With Griffin now charged, Wilder's family say they do feel relief. Now they want what's right.
We hope that he get what he deserves.
Wow.
And prosecutors say this all happened while Griffin was a convicted felon for driving a vehicle without the owner's consent. In addition to his $500,000 bond, he cannot have any dangerous weapons. He's set to be back in court at the end of this month.
Okay, so this is a lot. So the landlord gets mad at the tenant, shoots the tenant, and the girl is there, takes the girl and her child, and then does whatever on Keefe, 9th and Keefe. So this is over. He wanted to evict the tenant out of the apartment. This all happened from that kind of energy. Wow. And this is why people be upset when they say that the landlord coming in their unit without consent, coming into their unit, opening up the door, going in and doing things in the apartment and they don't want the landlord to come in, even though that they do own the property. I'm paying the rent. I don't want you in my house. I've had so many people contact me about landlords coming in their house without their permission over the years. This is diabolical. This is something that you wouldn't even think that this would happen, that you would lose your life this way. All you got to do is take a person to court, they get evicted, then you get the sheriff to come and take them and move them out. Wow. We got Al on the lines. Al, how you doing, Al?
I'm doing fine. That seems a little extreme to me, but but if you don't want a person in your house and they're trying not to leave, wouldn't it be easier you just go outside and turn the gas off on the gas meter and put a lock on it, and take the door off the hinge of the house? I'm not going to go. I mean, because shooting a person, that's kind of a little extreme. But
while they was in the bedroom, while they was asleep.
Yeah, that seems like overkill. I don't know if there's something more to it, but to go in the house and kill somebody because you're trying to evict them.
Wow.
It got to be something else to the story.
It got to be, I don't know what else it is, but that don't seem like the kind of reaction to somebody being evicted.
Yeah, so it might be something deeper. And I also was going to tell you, Tory, if you're dealing with somebody and if their family is kind of ratchet, so what? You ain't going to allow that ratchet family to come to your house anyway. And if the person is, coming from a ratchet family, they're only there for a season and it's only for a reason. Happy Monday. Bye-bye.
All right, Al. Hey, we got Kathy on the lines. I guess the landlords is, when I said get out, get out. You can't do that, though. This is something that this man was sick before this incident. He had some issues before this tenant came, because can't nobody make you go this far when it comes to trying to get somebody out the crib. We got Kathy on the lines. How you doing, Kathy?
I'm doing good. I'm a landlord myself, of apartment building, 4-unit. Had it for years. And the landlords are wrong in that. There are some tenants that are wrong, but you have to go through the courts. And I want everybody to hear this part. Call the city for a training program. The tenants can go, anyone can go, renting owners, most owners go. It's called landlord-tenant rights, okay? They got to give you a 12 or 8-hour notice to come in. They want to look and see if you're keeping the place clean, neat, like that, or if there's an emergency, they got to contact you as best they can if they have to go in because maybe there's some pipes leaking, maybe there's a fire or something like that. But you don't have the right to go on people's property. And I know a lot of landlords who do that right to this day, because tenants have told me, Corey, Miss So-and-so, if I rent from you, would you let me know if you got to go in my apartment to do something? I swear you let me know if there's something messed up or broke. I said, but every 6 months, maybe every 3 months, I may just inspect to make sure you're maintaining the property like that, because you got to be careful with that. Even took rental assistance people in, but they're Karen Long. I don't know if she's still there at the city. There's a free landlord training program about every other month, so you can go there and know your rights and ask the landlord too. Like if you want to come in, you have to give me a notice to come in, unless it's an emergency,
right?
Like that. But that landlord you're talking about, there was something wrong with him, because you don't do that to people. You have to go through the regular rate of evicting people, and then the court order will allow you to pay for a sheriff move.
Right.
Okay. But you know what I'm saying? And I even work with people. I've tried to work with them. I said, look, I'm not trying to waste money downtown in the sheriff move either. I said, get your things. I said, there's so many days I have to personally keep your stuff stored. And for so many days, I can't just throw it out either. Okay. I have to keep it for so many days. There's different laws for that. And I'm not trying to talk about another landlord, he died, but Holloway, people said that and I believed them.
Hey, look, I had to deal with a lot of this. I had to call landlords and on the phone and check them and everything. You know what I mean? Due to women having children, it was a woman said that the landlord had the camera in her house while she was taking a shower and walking around the house and all that stuff. Like, I'm trying to tell you, like, it could get aggressive out here, but this is the most aggressive story that I didn't heard. And then this was the reason why the little child was running around in the alley, because the landlord didn't like the tenant shot the tenant. The girl was in the house when it happened, said she was at the wrong place at the wrong time, put her in the car at knife point, did something to her, left her on 41st in Hampton, and then drove the baby to 9th and Keith. Can we take Black Conscious before we run the break? Let's get Black Conscious on here. How you doing, Black Conscious?
Knowledge yourself in good health. Health is wealth. So what the young lady, I'm going to make this real quick because I know you're going to commercial. To what the young lady said, that's absolutely correct. But the tenants have rights too. And to what Al was saying, you can't do that, Al. You can't go and turn people off. You have to go through the process and you have to go through the measures. Just like if you had a squatter in there, it is so hard to get a squatter at your house, even though they're not legitimately in your place renting or anything, but they have rules too. So that's a kind of pushy. He took it upon himself, and now he's going to get what he so rightfully deserves. That's all I want to share with you, brother. Go Bears.
Here we go. All right, look, it's time to run the break because the Bear fans, they messed up the frequency, got out here and messing up the frequency of the show. Look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation. Truth Nation, stay locked in.
You are listening to The Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretend conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person, depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
It's 101.7 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month. And get this, 0% interest for up to 6 years. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 11/30 of 2025.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, and 101.7thetruth.com.
The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I want to get an update on this story. Remember the facility where some people got shot. He was renting it out as a hall. He was supposed to be evicted from the facility, but it seems that there's a woman that is saying that he also rented it out to her, and she paid the deposit to the unlicensed business owner, and he's I guess he's evicted now because it all finally caught up to him. But this woman said that she paid him $200 to rent out the facility, and she's demanding her money back. And she didn't find out that all this was going on until she saw the shooting on the news, and she didn't even know he was being evicted. So she got scammed. We got audio on this. If you watching as we broadcast live, we got video. Let's listen.
Be out money.
Katrina Burnett met us at Rye's Kitchen near 46th in Fond du Lac. It's an unlicensed business TMJ4 has been looking into over the past week.
We want our money back.
This screenshot shows that Katrina paid Jonathan Springfield Burnett, the owner, her $200 party deposit on November 4th.
He said it was available. He said, hey, book now because a lot of people is inquiring about this day. I needed it for the day after Thanksgiving.
November 4th is the same day TMJ4 aired a story about the owner throwing illegal parties at the space without a public entertainment license, and that a 19-year-old was killed in a triple shooting outside of the building.
A few days later, my brother sent me a link from the news saying, with him on there, saying, he's not even supposed to be in the building.
That's why they called TMJ4.
He was already in trouble. And then you collect the money while you're already in trouble. That's absurd. That's crazy.
Katrina tried talking with the business owner, and so did I. You can see Springfield Burnett inside of the building he was evicted from Thursday, but he wouldn't talk on camera or give Katrina her deposit back.
I didn't hesitate sending that money because I trusted, you know what I mean? I didn't hesitate. So why I can't get my money back?
On the phone, he offered her items inside of his business instead.
You can't just take people money. It's hard earned. It's a lot of money. Even if it's $5 or $10, it's still somebody else's money.
Springfield Burnett showed me what appears to be a certificate of occupancy from the city of Milwaukee. I did reach out to the Department of Neighborhood Services to confirm it and have not heard back yet. However, it's important to know a certificate of occupancy is different than a business license, which he doesn't have.
I feel used. I feel like I was taken advantage of. I feel like I was a victim of a scam.
Katrina says this is a good reminder for future party planning.
Can I see your license? Can I see if they're updated? Take extra precaution.
In Milwaukee, Megan Lee.
Hey, she needs to take him to small claims court. She may want to take him to small claims court. This'll go in small claims. You may not get the money back, but if you ever get a job, they can garnish the wages, and then you look up and see $30 somewhere in your name. Maybe they might garnish his check. But the thing is, scamming. Remember when I told you at the top of the show, when we talk about scams that's out here through your phone, anytime somebody says you got to hurry up and do it, make you excited. Oh, it's a lot of people want this space. Everybody say that they're trying to sell something. It could be a pair of dirty tennis shoes, and they're going to be like, hey, 2 people asked me about this before you showed up. So if you don't buy these shoes, somebody else might get it. It may not be around. Then all of a sudden you think you about to get a deal, and then the bottom of the shoes fall out. Because everybody that sells stuff always try to create an urgency. So it's okay to take your time. It's okay to take your time. A lot of times when somebody is rushing you to do something, it is something you may want to raise a red flag. If they don't give you an opportunity to relax, think about it, kind of double check, that is the first sign that you're being scammed. I understand what I'm saying. You go to them high expensive stores to get them expensive clothes, they ain't finna rush you to buy that. As a matter of fact, if you ain't got the money, they gonna put you out. They go, hey, somebody get this person out here. Somebody get this person out the store. Because they know that it's valuable. They know it got value, and they don't really want you in there anyway. But what I'm saying is people who create the urgency Especially when people always try to make you believe that they the best person in the world and all of that, and if you don't get it, somebody else going to get it. Well, somebody had it before me. Obviously, it didn't work out. I hate when people try to stack. I call it selling. You can sell an igloo to somebody, in Alaska. Some people just know how to market.
It's like a used car salesman.
Thank you, like a used car salesman. Oh, this car is the best car, you know what I mean? It's going to fit your budget. God told me to show you this car, especially if they know you believe in God. See, this is what I was telling Elizabeth. I was telling her on the phone. I said, all they got to do is figure out your ideology. And then I can sell you anything if I kind of can get an idea, a grasp of your logic. I can sell you. I can sell it to you. You said you just came from church on Sunday, and now you're looking for a car. I'm going to say, God told me to show you this. Look at God. Look at this. Then the brakes go out as soon as you pull it off the lot. Now you can't hear from me, and now I don't fix the car, and all of a sudden, you find out it was the devil when it's too late. When you a victim of the scams, understand that nothing that's urgent, anything that they get you to rush, you might be falling into a trap. That's all I'm gonna say. Anytime they say you got to do it right now, back out. It ain't for you. I understand what I'm saying. Okay? It's a lot going on in this show today. I would say he need to be fired, but he already evicted. There's 3 people that came, 3 stories on this show that these people do not need to deal with the community. I guess he was trying to be an entrepreneur. Rise Kitchen. It didn't even rise. It didn't even have the potential to rise.
Fell flat.
It fell flat, and now this woman got scammed, and then she was excited because she thought she was getting a deal for $200. Anything that sounds too good to be true, probably you need to back up, especially when it's people try to make it seem like it's a rare one of a kind. You be doing that when you be telling them girls that there's only one, one Andrew.
Oh, that's not a scam.
Yeah,
That's not a scam.
It's only one Andrew, and if you lose out, you're missing out. Get it today. Get it right now while it's in front of you, or if I walk away, you're gonna lose a chance at the best Andrew in the country. I'm that guy. Pow! Okay, did it work?
I think so.
You got her?
Sure.
Okay, well,
it's not a scam. You act like I'm scamming people.
No, I'm just saying, people always try to, market themselves in the best way.
I'm one of a kind, Tory.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Everybody should be one of a kind. I think every human being is one of a kind. But is it the kind that you like? Hey, look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay locked in.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Host an unforgettable outing and create special memories with your crew at a Milwaukee Bucks game. Groups of 10 or more can score ticket savings, block seating, and take part in special activities on game days. Showcase your team's talents on center court, score a high five from the pros, and more. There are great options for groups of all sizes. Start planning your ultimate Bucks basketball game day experience today at bucks.com/groups. That's bucks.com/groups.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. His parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
Today's College Month Spotlight on the award-winning 1017 The Truth is brought to you by Educators Credit Union, and now I am excited to be joined by Victor Frazier, Director of Community Engagement at Educators Credit Union. Victor, let's talk about scholarships. Now, I know Educators has a phenomenal scholarship for those here in southeastern Wisconsin. Can you talk about the scholarship?
Yeah, absolutely we do. We have a scholarship that's open to our members. The requirements are pretty easy. You just have to be a member for at least 1 year of Educators Credit Union, a 3.0 or better GPA, and then you have to just write an essay about how you as a student have exemplified our core values of honesty, integrity, fairness, respect, or excellence. So you get to choose which one you want to write about, and then you just go ahead and submit it, and it's all through a portal right online, and it's very easy to make the application process.
That is great. And do we know how much these students can get awarded financially?
Yes, there's $2,000 scholarships available.
That
so
is
it's a pretty big scholarship out there.
That is a phenomenal tip. Lastly here, what is the final tips you would give to any student who is looking for additional funds to go to college and choosing what school they should go to?
Right, the scholarships, you got to apply, do some research. A lot of the students, I call them digital natives, right? They grew up with Google. Go out there and search a scholarship for the particular field that you're interested in. One of the things I tell students, because I know what they're thinking, scholarships, I got to write that essay. I don't want to write that essay. I hate writing essays. Here's the thing, folks, write 3 solid essays. Why you're a great student, how you're going to change the world, and why you're deserving of that scholarship money. You can recycle that for all the different scholarships you apply for. That's pretty much the 3 questions they're going to ask of you when you apply for a scholarship. So have those 3 essays ready to go, recycle them, and apply for as many scholarships. Because here's the thing, folks, that's free money. You don't have to pay that money back. We are insured by NCUA, and we do have membership eligibility requirements.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Victor.
Thank you very much for having me. Always a pleasure.
This has been your College Month Spotlight with Educators Credit Union right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Spelman College president Rosalind Brewer came from the business world. She's held posts in the C-suite at Starbucks and Sam's Club and was CEO at Walgreens, making her one of the most successful black women on Wall Street. And now she's trying to take some of that experience in business and use it to help Spelman.
One of the things I've committed to this board of trustees at Spelman College is that I will try to bring as much business to this institution as I possibly can. And that would be through a new financial or business model. You know, we live off of very few sources of revenue. But if we looked at our institutions through the lens of what we could monetize, things like our online learning programs, that right now through the number of, high school students that need certifications, could we provide those?
Spelman was recently one of several schools that billionaire Arthur Blank donated to. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. The Packers shined in the Big Apple and took down the Giants 27-20. Packers improved to 6-3-1. Quarterback Jordan Love on the win.
I think when you look at it, we'll go back and look at the film, but there's still so many more plays we could have made that would really, change the outcome of this game.
Packers sit below the Chicago Bears in the division, who are 7-3. Next matchup is against the Vikings next Sunday. The Bucks head to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers, looking to brush off a loss against the Lakers. That game begins tonight at 6. The Bucks currently sit at 8-6. Badger men's basketball sit at number 24 ranked in the country and 3-0 to start off the season. The next matchup is today at 7 at the Kohl Center. Marquette basketball sits at 3-2, while UW-Milwaukee basketball sits at 2-3. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Joining me live on the V-Mix, we got advocate, author Elizabeth Brown. How you doing, Queen?
Salute, King. All is well.
Now, I wanted to get your opinion on this story where the landlord went into the house that he owned upset with the tenant, shot the tenant while in his bedroom. Then his girl was there with the baby and took the girl in his car, unalived her on 40 near 41st and Hampton, and then took the baby to 9th and Keefe and dropped the baby off in the alley. This was a landlord, that have done this. I want to get your thoughts on this.
It's diabolical. You can't even imagine somebody wanting to do that, let alone literally doing it. My thought process would be, was it premeditated?
He had
Again,
to be thinking about it.
prior to, and the sad part is that, one, as the landlord, when you've rented your property out, you don't have the right to just walk up in there, first of all. But just the calculatedness of taking the woman from there, killing her, and then just releasing the baby into the streets, knowing what you've done is above and beyond egregious. I can't even fathom. My prayers go out to the family. I'm glad that the baby was found, and the baby is okay. But outside of that, King, what inhumane.
I'll say this, because over the years I've had landlord-tenant issues, and I've put together lawsuits and everything against these concepts, but I've never seen something or heard about anything in 16 years where the landlord, whatever the situation was, took this kind of action. And many times you could put somebody through the eviction process. Then once you get the eviction process taken care of, then you could get the sheriff department to come in on a specific day and just move them out.
Absolutely.
Now you took 2 lives, and now you're gone forever. And to me, the impulsiveness that we've been talking about all year, people making impulsive decisions, emotional decisions, violent emotional decisions. We just got to understand that we got to be careful and aware that nobody would think that they would even die this way. First of all, landlord coming in the house doing this.
Come on.
So it's like you can't tell what somebody is going through and things like that, and you get into it. Maybe this is a landlord-tenant situation, but I've seen people fight each other and get all crazy over a parking spot.
Absolutely. Even to the point of, again, when we're talking about this erratic behavior, the deputy sheriff that just did that at the football game,
right,
in front of thousands of people. Okay, at this point, you just never know. And the reality of that is, not only did he take those lives, but he destroyed many other lives who are connected to those lives. And not only that, his family lives. Again, when you think about, when we talking about mental illness, for him to go and do that, I also have to think about, in this time, because this is a trying time that we're in. Absolutely. When we're talking about mental health, because as a landlord, this is a man who has strategies or have overcome certain things to own a property and to have the mindset to rent it out. So again, there's no telling what straw broke that camel's back for him to go to that extreme. However, there is no excuse for taking no one's life, but we are in trying times, and a lot of things are taking place in people's lives. And the goal is to, one, stay out the way, and 2, try to have as much as compassion as you can, and don't engage. Because a lot of times when we're engaging in these conversations, as soon as you feel the energy going left, or they start talking loud and breathing hard, leave. You know, but in this case, he went into the house and he didn't have no business doing that. And some things you just won't understand. Why certain people do certain things, and I don't want to understand what would take a person to that point, because there's nothing nobody could have done to deserve what has taken place.
Also, there is one thing for sure, is that once a person decides to take it to that level, it's definitely premeditated. They definitely had to sit up and think about all of the outcomes and things like that. That's why when it came to the girl, he said she was at the wrong place at the wrong time. When he came through the door, he already had the intentions, and then the girl was there, and then he kind of handled it from there. But many times when you dig a grave for somebody else, you might as well dig too.
Come on. Absolutely. Absolutely. And people going to learn. We're going to learn that what you put out in this universe, prepare yourself, because what goes up is definitely coming down.
Also, on another note, the question of the day, I wanted to ask you the question of the day, Elizabeth Brown. I want to get your response to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, does your potential partner's family influence your decision for a long-term commitment or marriage?
Absolutely. Absolutely. My father told me a long time ago, be careful who you decide to have children with. You're supposed to get to know the family and everything else, because you are tied to these individuals. And again, a relationship is already, it comes with its own stressors, shall I say. And if the family is, again, you can tell a lot about a person and how the family is and how they interact. Is that a cue for me with a red flag? Absolutely. Because I'm already, dealing with my own stressors of my own family. So again, that is definitely a red flag for me on how the family is acting. Again, my daughter was actually born with the sickle cell trait. So even with her, who's about to be a mother as well, salute to my baby girl. I'm about to have my first grandbaby. But her having the trait, absolutely. No, I'm gonna be big mama. I'm old school. I'm gonna be a granny. Okay. Call me big mama. But her having the trait, she had to be really careful about who she decided to procreate with, because if they had the trait, then the baby would be born with sickle cell and stuff like that, just on health issues or
genetic,
whatever. However, when you talking about, the mental health of the family, the physical health of the family, how they deal with problems, how they, the matriarchs and individuals who lead the family, how they act, because usually the apple don't fall far from the tree, But in all, it's your decision at the end of the day on how you move about it. But you can avoid a lot of pitfalls if you evaluate that person and the family that they came from.
I learned that the family was there before you, and they're gonna be there after you. So for you to think that you're not going to have to deal with that element, you're going to have to deal with that. Many times,
absolutely,
when you come into people's lives, they've been around these people for a long time. Now they may go through a period or a hiatus where they may not talk to them.
Absolutely.
But that doesn't sever family connections. What severs family connections is discord and turmoil. But relationships, when they, get into relationships, people give people time to develop and deal with their relationships. But they need, eventually, if you have a child, then here come the grandparents, and then here come the family coming in to try to be a part of y'all lives. So at the beginning, if you see things that you don't like with the family, many people, and you can look in the polls, a lot of people say it doesn't matter at all. They don't mind that the family is not a factor. But then, the other half is, it bothers them if they can't meet the family, or some people say a little bit, but most of the people in this poll that we took online today says the family is not a factor at all.
I mean, again, what you decide to do, who you decide to be with is not a factor. But however, if you want to do it right, you don't want to have turmoil where, again, the goal of family and extended families is bringing families together for us to be bigger. Right. Like with my daughter's fiance, he's extended part of my family now, Right. So you want to have for holidays, for birthdays, where everybody, we don't have to get along all the time, but to a point where they're able to have decent conversations, because you can say all day that you don't like an individual's family, but during those holidays when they're surrounded by your family, they want their family there too. Mm-hmm. I mean, in a perfect world, you want the village.
Adding more people to the village.
Absolutely.
And usually being together long term is a strategy to add more people to the village.
Absolutely. That would be the goal. What it is for me, to add more, because again, when you it's a harmony. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dance that you want to do with their family and your family, so we come together. Because again, the more people you have on the same page, again, we're talking about generational wealth. We're talking about building businesses. Again, that family get together with your family, and all of y'all put, $200 to $500 in a pot or something to start a business and, create generational wealth, build your own little empire. Absolutely. That's where I would want to go with that. So, yeah.
All right. Well, look, when we come back, Elizabeth Brown, I want to get your final thoughts on today's show. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. On Tuesday night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home to take on the Dominican University Stars.
Jovanovic free throw line. Backs down DeVries with a left-hand dribble. Feeds, fires, and scores. Hubbard as well on the floor. Aguilar in. Bulldog scoops and scores. Two tough ones for Amar Aguilar.
Scott Warris has the coverage Tuesday starting at 5:30 on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources Inc. and other partnerships that we have like through WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
Life's better with American Family Insurance, because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Ever had a question about local services, neighborhood events, civic engagement, or ways to get more involved in the community and just didn't know who to ask? That is where 1MKE comes in. 1MKE is a nonpartisan coalition helping Milwaukee residents to find trusted information and easy opportunities to get civically engaged. Want to plug into a neighborhood event, find community services, give back through volunteering? 1MKE is here to help. Learn more and get involved and fill out their community feedback survey at 1mke.org. That is 1mke.org. We are 1MKE.
Harley-Davidson is an iconic Milwaukee brand, recognized worldwide for its innovation and strength. For many years, Harley-Davidson has partnered with Junior Achievement to prepare the future workforce of our community. Together, we're ensuring young people discover the career path that's right for them. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all.
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 Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
One call, that's all.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Joining me through VMix. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. You'll see the lovely Elizabeth Brown on the screen.
Salute.
Elizabeth Brown, another powerful conversation today.
Absolutely.
Let me get your final thoughts on the show today.
I mean, again, powerful as always. The conversations that we're having is a conversation that we definitely need to have, especially when we're understanding that we are in the front of the next 10 generations. And anything that we didn't get right, or, our ancestors didn't get right, is a pivotal time for us to right that wrong, and lead the next 10 generations on how to move righteously. Because one thing for sure and two for certain, we know now what we didn't know back then. We know now, and we're able to pass that forward for the future generations and let them know that, it's never too late to right a wrong, and it's never too late to do something different. You have a chance and a choice every day to wake up, do something different. And we know that, again, when we're speaking about families, when we're talking about, rebuilding, healing and rebuilding the Black man, woman, and child, that there's a lot of things that we got wrong, but there's also a lot of things that we got right. And in the process that we're in right now, that we know a lot of the things that we have done to each other or against each other was programmed. And now that we know it's a program, we can actually, again, trash the script, trash the programming, and then stand in what it is that we need to do for ourselves and each other. So again, today on the show, you hit on a lot of pivotal things, but the total idea of the show today is about where people are mentally, and how you're going to be met with a lot of people that are mentally unstable, are
scamming,
going through something, that are preying on individuals, PREY, because again, drastic times comes with drastic measures. You're going to have individuals, again, negatively trying to affect a lot of people, but at the same time, your awareness will keep you safe. Your awareness will keep you protected. And in reality, again, knowledge is power. So thank you again for being who you are and making sure that we knowing about the scamming and that we're putting certain things out here so we don't have to find out the hard way. So knowledge is power. Today's show is pivotal about being met with individuals who want to engage with you negatively, want you to trigger them to do something. Don't engage, vibrate high, and understand that you have the power to walk away from anything that don't serve you or seem to be taking you in the opposite direction of what you woke up this morning with the intent to do. Stay focused.
Now, Friday we was trying to get the last two AI songs up, and we had breaking news about the high school student that was shot. So
yes, condolences to his family.
I wanna bring this up. I want to get this out the way. I said we was gonna have to do it Monday before we end the show. So we got the last two AI intros that made it through the American Tory Lowe American AI Idol. But the intro, and then I may end up, from what it looked like, I might end up back in the booth. That's what made
you gonna have to go back. Yeah,
I'm about to go.
But absolutely.
since we didn't get it in Friday, let's get the first one up. The first song that everybody liked. The North Division, with the one that said the North Division in it. It was one of them that had the pistol, put the pistol in there. It
Come on, man.
It registered that I was
not for the most requested advocate.
I said, yeah, we couldn't use this one, but this is the one everybody liked. Let's listen. It's good. I don't like the build up, but once he start going, it sound pretty good.
Yo, it's your boy in the 414, fighting for justice and living my life. From North Division to the radio waves, spreading love and truth in every way. Tory Lowe Show, we're taking it to the top. Social justice and the people got our back stopped. From slum laws to discrimination, we're on the case. Tory Lowe Show, bringing change to the streets and the pace.
All right. I like that.
Yeah, that's hard. I like that. Yeah.
It's gritty. I mean, Josh says Tory Lowe done caught the AI bug. No, this is what they doing. This is the future. AI.
Absolutely.
AI is the future. So we trying to get AI an opportunity to get on the Tory Lowe Show.
That part. Cut us in or cut it out. Absolutely.
Cross Collins says, not commercial enough. And not commercial enough. But we got the second one. This I think this was the last one. I may have to go in the booth. I may have to get back, call up my producers. But this is the one that made it through.
Tory Lowe Show. It's a Tory Lowe Show. It's a Tory Lowe Show. Tory Lowe Show. Tory Lowe Show.
Okay.
Tory Lowe Show. It's a Tory Lowe Show. Tory Lowe Show. We about to get lit. It's a Tory Lowe Show. Everybody get up. Let's go. We about to turn up. It's a go. It's a Tory Lowe Show. We about to get lit.
All right, there we go. I don't know. They said these the ones that made it through the long list.
Get in the booth. We gotta run it back.
Can you play the original one that's on now? Can we play that? Can we play the one that I made, the first one that I tried to put it on, and I didn't think that they was gonna let me do my own intro at first. But
yeah, that was fire.
I kind of forced it in there. Let's listen to the original.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth.
Let's hear that. This all the kids listen to this. Should I keep this one?
Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4, we about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in.
All right.
And it ain't no hope.
It's looking like I might have to keep the classy.
Absolutely.
Somebody said,
absolutely.
Please keep it. Don't change it. All right. Because you could go wrong messing with the intro.
Hey. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, King.
Okay, well, I was trying to get AI an opportunity.
Hey, you did.
I tried to.
Epic fail, though, fam.
They said if it ain't
Epic
broke.
fail.
As he said,
don't
if it ain't
fix.
broke, don't try to fix.
That part.
We're going to get you some lyrics. Somebody said, right. Here we go. Well, I tried. I tried to fall in line trying to get the AI up. But I guess it was I guess the Truth Nation ain't having it like that.
No, Tory Lowe Show with the intro by the real Tory Lowe. Hawk Smash AI.
All right, here we go. Well, I appreciate you for coming through as usual.
Hey, as always,
we got a
salute,
lot of work
King.
to do, Queen. God bless
Absolutely.
You.
All right, Truth Nation. All right, everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody in the chat. Another powerful chat today. Hey, it's Monday. We got a long way to go to get out this week. Salute to everybody that joined the show out there in radio land. Keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.
It's college month.